In this day and age, we are all subjected to ever-increasing comparison, especially through the increased use and presence of social media and thus to heightened expectations. But we're also in a permanent state of comparison in other life situations. This inevitably leads many people to question themselves and deal with what others think about them and what their own impact on others is. For true quality of life, we need to find satisfaction and stand above the fray without the opinion and feedback of others. The way to get there is certainly not easy, but it is worth grappling with to strengthen your own personality and find new independence. We'll show you how to do that in today's video. If you like our videos, please support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology in Mind, activate the little bell, and get ready for the videos we upload for you every day. Let's first answer the question of why self-confidence is so important. If you're constantly comparing yourself or your life is dependent on the reaction and opinion of others, you will always feel under scrutiny and worry about what others think of you. This can quickly lead to self-doubt and plunge you into a permanent dissatisfaction in the long run. It also creates a constant pressure. To feel free, it's important to break from this vicious cycle. You are responsible for yourself and your happiness, and you'll find that in reality, you don't have as important a place in the lives of other people and their thoughts as you might suspect. Moreover, no one is perfect, and everyone has their baggage to carry. It's useless to strive for a perfection you can never achieve anyway. You should go through life as you see fit and do what you stand for. In reality, you yourself have the strength and power to develop and direct yourself as you wish. If, on the other hand, you attach great importance to the opinion of others, you allow yourself to be steered by their intentions. You're giving up control of your own ship. In this scenario, your own needs then quickly come up short, which in turn leads to further dissatisfaction. Basically, the desire for acceptance is anchored in human biology. It was established in the Stone Age where survival was only possible in a group. Due to changed ways of life and a different world order, however, these fears are no longer considered central today. These days, it's entirely possible and a worthy goal to survive as an individual. However, you must first understand this fact with your entire being. Now let's move on to some tips that can help you stop constantly worrying about what other people think about you. Number 1. Be selective. It's important to focus on the essential things in life and not waste your goals on sideshows. You should realize what really matters and has significance in life. To dispel any negative thoughts and regain proper focus, it can help to engage in meditation and mindfulness exercises. Number 2. Accept disharmonies. Not everyone can like everyone, and this is not necessarily because of you yourself. It's natural that sometimes the chemistry between two people just doesn't work out. Don't take it personally or as a reason to question yourself. Here, you should think about how many people there are who like you. It will help you realize that you are indeed lovable just the way you are. You can't go through life in harmony with everyone. There will only ever be a selection of people on this earth who stand by you. Number 3. Accept challenges. Most people prefer to stay within their comfort zone and not take risks. This is how people learn certain behaviors over time and only discard them if they consciously choose to do so. Fear of failure plays an important role here. However, one can also learn from mistakes and develop further. Only when one accepts this way of thinking and is no longer afraid of failing can new energy be released to change things. Here it can be helpful to make a list with the pros and cons of a certain challenge. This objectifies the view, and negative thoughts lose their power. Number 4. Recognize the disinterest of fellow human beings. When some untoward event happens to you, you automatically think about the reactions of those around you. In reality, however, it is usually the case that many people don't even notice. They don't pay their environment the close attention that you might assume. From this realization, you can safely surmise that you don't need to be afraid of the reactions of others at all, and that the fears of their response only exist in your own head. With this realization, the importance of the opinion of third parties becomes less and less important. Number 5, avoid comparisons. There are more than enough opportunities to compare oneself with others, but this quickly gives rise to the feeling of not being good enough or of having failed in life. There will always be someone more beautiful, more intelligent, or richer, unworthy goals that remain unattainable. Don't set goals to compete with others, because they automatically lead to unhappiness. What others do shouldn't be so important for your own life. Moreover, comparisons with others are only subjective and relative. You have your own steering wheel, so use it. Number 6, be grateful. One very effective way to achieve inner self-satisfaction is to recognize and feel gratitude. This means appreciating the things you have. As a result, you'll gain a more positive view of things and a healthier outlook on life. Number 7, defining the concept of happiness. In order to become happy, you must know what happiness means to you yourself personally. Here it's important to look within yourself and think about what would make you happy in life. Of course, there are things that are objectively assumed to make everyone happy, such as wealth. In reality, however, it's usually not the things that are superficially seen as happiness that really make you happy. Inner happiness is often triggered by completely different things. Often it is family, personal freedom, or love. You should think about which people are important to you. Think about when you feel happiest, or how you would live if you were allowed to choose freely. If you have found the recipe for your own happiness, then it's no longer important what others suggest to you. If you are happy, you are automatically bolstered to go through life with a positive attitude. Today's conclusion: due to social norms, those people we let in, individuals in our own childhood, and certain experiences, it is certainly not always easy to take a new path and turn your life around. This requires both courage and willpower, as well as the insight to change your view of the world and your own life. However, keep in mind that the path of detaching yourself from the opinion of others and striving for realistic goals will lead to a more satisfied and happier life. And only then will you truly be yourself. That's it for today.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.